Ain't no last calls here.
Bar Talk with Jay.
Well, welcome to Bar Talk with Jay. Welcome. I want to say it's brought to you by R&B Roll-Off, Small Little Garbage Company, doing great things. We want to make sure they do big things for you. And there's a lot of things changing with them, so you might want to get on them quick. That's right, I'm going to give a little tip for all y'all that like to invest and know some things. Yeah. Things is changing, and that's one of the things you might want to check out. That company right there is doing big things because of the person that you're talking to right now. That be me. That be you. I am going to do something different than everybody else is already doing, but I'm going to do something a little bit different. I believe in customer service. Some of the things that they stopped doing, I'm getting back to doing. That's right. So sometimes it takes a person to start something small to get back to being something big. There you go, man. The big people leave off, I pick up. There you go. R&B roll-off. See what they can do for you. Now, I need to know who I got sitting next to me in this building. And if you didn't know, Craftmatic in the building. What's up, big baby?
In full force tonight, bruh. I'm fired up about tonight's show, man. About being here. And listen, this is one of the greatest projects I've worked on, man, in a long time. And so just, being here to be able to share and to help and to serve is just what I was born to do, man. This is what I was born to do. So I'm fired up, man. How you doing tonight, Smoke?
I'm doing good. And AP ain't gonna make it tonight, man.
Okay. Well, we're gonna miss it.
We
definitely gonna miss it.
Macon, Georgia, always send the script. Part of the show. Partner to Bar Talk with
Thank you, Bar. Thank you, Bar.
Doing big things. Shout out to them. And then everybody that's been liking, sharing, went on Black Planet and did everything they could to find me and said, what's up? This too old. Okay, we're going to get to more newer stuff. Right. Thank you, everybody. Even somebody went in my DM and told me that they tried to cash out Bar Talk with Jay and told me it wasn't working. So it lets me know that people are listening and people do care. Yeah, people are listening. So I'm going to get that fixed. And again, when he do his prayer, I'm going to tell y'all again, Bar Talk with Jay, because one of the things I want you to do is know we're in the community, we're doing big things, and what you're donating to is people that's been donating way before you. Absolutely. Each and every one of my cast members have went in their own pockets to do things for other people, and we're not going to stop. So we're helping without. That's right. We're going to continue doing great things for the community, and it's not just Powder Springs, it's the neighboring communities as well. Yeah. So that's why we're doing this. So if you want to be a part of something small and growing, you might want to catch on now, because I don't plan on being small forever. I wasn't small in the business world. That's right. I don't plan on being small in this world. That's right. Craftmatic been doing big things. That's right. Bar has been doing big things. AP is still doing big things. Yeah. Jeffrey and everybody, even Jamal, that Craftmatic over here didn't think he'd be working, is still working, doing big things as well. Absolutely, man. We can touch you in so many different ways. Just give us the opportunity. There you go. And folks, this is Bar Talk with Jay. My name is Craftmatic. This is my boy Smooth Jay. And we are here to simply inspire. We found that having a great dialogue about a certain topic and subject can really make a difference in our understanding of these topics and subjects. Sometimes you can't get to the root of the issue until you talk about it for a while. And you'll see how our conversations develop. I really love the second half of our show because the dialogue gets so rich with good content. And so we're just glad you're with us tonight. All we want to do is just open the dialogue and have you to learn and to grow and to discover a part of yourself through our dialogue. There's nothing wrong with you turning off the podcast and continuing the dialogue with your friends and your family, your significant other, because that's where the magic happens in life, right? That's where the mountains are built in our lives, is when we can talk through things and we can get that mountain behind us, So again, thank you for being here with us. We always start the show off with a prayer. And so would you like to pray for us tonight, Jay? Man, I'm still asking them to donate. So, you've been hitting it quite well. Okay. I might have to get one. So I'm going to go ahead and do it tonight. You know why? It's the end. Black History Month is gone. Yeah. And again, I've been so blessed. Yeah. So, Father, please hold everybody near me, close to me, and the ones that can hear my voice close. Because at this time, we're going through some things that a lot of people are not comfortable in understanding what's going on, and we need your guidance. Yes. So please be able to use us tonight to be that vessel to be able to give somebody clarity on what's going on. A lot of people are going through a lot of uncertainty. Yes. I want to give them clarity. Yes. And that clarity is from you, not from me. Yes. So I need you to use my voice to your will, not mine. Right. We started this with the understanding of what you can do. And again, it's your work and our efforts that's going to make it unite. Yes. So please, hold everybody tight and make this happen in your name, Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
So I had to have one in there, because I keep asking you. And I just can't lay. And that's another thing I want to make sure I say tonight.
Yeah.
Don't just depend on the person next to you.
Right.
But you need to put in work too.
Right.
And I have to appreciate you because you are a good brother and my brother.
Yeah,
because believe me, different mother, but you are my brother.
Absolutely.
And I really feel like we don't just supposed to lay on somebody because you got a strong point. I will never get strong unless I start working and trying.
Right.
So,
man, that's a great point. Because there are a lot of people who need to hear this, right? A lot of people are lounging on their laurels. A lot of people are lounging on their laurels. They can do so much more. And if I'm talking to you, there is something greater within you. Like, you need to hear that. You need to understand that there is something greater for you to achieve. And stop lounging. This life is about work. You get out of it what you put into it. I was working out last week. And at the very end of the workout, I'm doing this exercise on my triceps, and I'm looking into a mirror. And it was starting to get painful in my arm, right? But I looked in the mirror and my mind said, you are not going to stop until your muscle gives out. And I'm just going to go and go and go. And now I'm going to hire a trainer who's going to work on some specific things and get me built and strong and healthy.
Trying to get a summertime vibe.
Yeah. But listen, it's not going to come from lounging. I'm going to be on my game. And that's what we love to point out, these kind of messages, because everybody needs to hear them, right? A lot of people are, if you got somebody leaning on you and lounging, you got to mash them off, right? Because they're heavy weights pulling you down, and you don't need that. There's too much other stuff to be done and other ways to use your energy, to move on through your life. So, just another great point that we always bring to the table. Let's quickly talk about last week's topic, which was interesting in and of itself. Would you take a lie detector test to prove to your partner that you're not cheating? Would you go to such lengths to hire a private detective to catch someone cheating on you?
Okay, I'll just give you a short narrative of how I felt.
Okay.
First one, hell no. If you feel that bad about me or feel like I'm really doing all that and I know I'm not, I take the lie detector test just to prove to you what you need to know. But at that point, I'm walking out.
Right.
Reason why, if you can't trust and you can't build a relationship with a person, then why are you with the person?
Right.
A lie detector test is only to give you clarity, but the bottom line, you still got doubt. And I don't think that doubt gonna get erased by that when it's already embedded in your brain. So my whole thing is, when you feel so bothered by people's actions and you feel like you need that clarity, and that clarity still ain't gonna clear it up because I feel into my soul. At this point, there is no more trust. Now, when you have no more trust, you're really wasting your time.
Yeah.
Because you ain't got nothing to build on. Everything is unstable at that point.
Well, see, that argument only makes sense if you're not cheating.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
If you didn't lie. Hold on. Now,
if I did cheat,
yeah,
let's give it on the other end, because I like that, because you are correct.
Right.
If I did cheat, my whole thing is, at that point, lie detector or not, it's time to fess up. Because again, ain't no need of holding up, because see, you trying to control.
Yeah.
Every time you lie, you trying to control the situation, because you're trying to hold on to what you feel like you about to lose. Just understand, you're robbing a person at that point.
When you lying and cheating, you're robbing a person.
You can just go ahead and be very powerful in giving the truth, and you don't even control it at that point.
Right.
You will be surprised how many people will probably stay with a person when they can finally fess up, because then they understand that they might actually change.
Absolutely.
As long as you keep lying, you're going to keep doing it.
You're going to keep doing it. And
it's natural.
And they're not going to change. If you got somebody in your life now who you're doubtful about, you can't trust, the only thing that can change is how they behave. See, this doubt comes from them doing something. They're doing something. They're breaking some rules. They're getting sliding by. They're being slick. They're doing something they're not supposed to be doing. And we know it. We know it. And so my doubt isn't unwarranted. My doubt is very warranted. And when I start doubting you to the point where I have to start asking you questions, but if you're lying to me, I feel like you're lying to me because what you're telling me doesn't line up with what I saw.
Right.
If you're telling me something different than what I saw, then my doubt is going to stand true. right?
I got you.
So now I have to go to great lengths. And when I ask you to take a lie detector test, I've already weighed all the consequences, and I have absolutely nothing to lose. I'm not just going to ask it off the tip of my tongue. I'm going to ask it very calculating. I'm going to ask you, okay, you know what I'm saying, I'm tired of all this. I need you to prove to me if you love me. I need you to go down here and take this lie detector test with me right now. And you'll be like, all right, baby, if that's what you need. Or you'll be like, no, I ain't going down there. Now, if you don't go down there, it really is an insinuation that you are lying. Because you would much rather resolve the lie than to hold on to your pride and ruin your relationship. so something's going on there. Now, the other half of it, quickly, I know we got to move through this. The other half of it is that, would you hire a private detective? And everybody seemed to have a consensus that they would say, no, I wouldn't hire a private detective. But by the time a person is ready to ask those questions about finding a private detective, there's an array of lies that they have questions about. There's an array of situations and so where were you and who you with and what time and when and who was that phone call from and what's that text message and that email and who you've been, all of that stuff, all of that stuff can be compiled in by a private detective. And they can just summarize the whole thing, and you can just take your hands off of a real executive, like drop them $500 or $1,000. They'll go get all the facts, and they'll bring you nothing but hard, cold facts. And you don't have to sweat bullets about looking at the clock, about what time they got home for the next week and trying to calculate it and being all upset because they just might have stopped by the convenience store, but they was late so many times that week, they get in trouble. So I'm of the notion that, a lie detector test is really you trying to punk them. You know what I mean? You're just trying to be like, hey, I'm just trying to check your pulse. Let me just see how you act, I don't even really trust a lie detector test. I just want to see how you're going to respond when I ask you for a lie detector test, right? So I'm pro private detective. It just resolves a lot of things and gets a lot of questions answered real quickly.
Now, I was one to say I wasn't. But I'm going to say one thing that Kraft said that, again, this is why we do this, because we debate. And I listen, and there's something that Kraft said that's a key factor. When he said compose and get some things together, I'm looking at more of a marriage. I am single. I'm not married no more. So at this point in my life, I'm not looking at getting a private detective to check out some stuff. I'm not married.
Right.
So I don't have that much to lose. Right. If I was married and I'm invested, and I feel like my significant other is doing some way out the way things, and they can cost us a lot, I can understand that a little bit better. So one of the things I want to clarify to a lot of people that's married and non-married, I'm not married, so I'm looking at it as non-married. Kraft is not married either, but he was just like I was, and he's had the stance for the married people. I have the stance for the single people. Not on everything, but right now this is what that was. So that's why it was a disagreement, but we agree.
Right.
Because when I look at it like that, I do agree, and that's what we want you to look at.
Yeah.
We don't know which way you want to side, but why give it one way and make you have to choose that way when you know you're thinking another?
Yeah.
That right there is a tragedy.
Yeah. I regret what I put myself through when I discovered that my ex had cheated on me. I regret having the painstaking figure out and go through and try to, understand and, try to like someone when you don't like someone. It's just a lot goes on.
Yes, it is.
When you're looking for somebody who's cheating, and they're giving you all kinds of behaviors. I didn't even share the last 10, but there are 10 specific. If you go on to Google or YouTube and just say 10 ways to if somebody's cheating on you, and you look at those, you'll see some real serious and some sincere ways to look at what's going on with those people that might cause you to want to get a private detective or ask them, about lying. Etc. So it was a great show. It was a great show, man. We always do such an awesome show on those type of subjects, and there was a lot of input, both the front and the back half of the show. We invite you folks to go back and watch it. We're all over the internet: YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Periscope, iTunes, Spreaker.
IG, keep going. You're doing it, man. I like it.
Yeah,
man. You ain't hit that Black Planet, you ain't hit POF, you ain't hit Meet Me, Yeah. I'm telling you, on every platform. One of the things I want y'all to do is DM me or go on my Facebook page and let me know what's up and coming, where you like for me to be. I don't even know all these dating sites. You know, I had a premonition of making my own site.
Right.
You know, I've seen one for farmers and stuff. Like, farmers need one. eHarmony and everybody else. There's a lot of things that we like to do, and one of the things we like to do is educate you on dating, but make sure it makes it in a way that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I like to say there's a lot of people that do a lot of foolish things, and no matter what you do, you're going to have that.
Yeah.
But we want to make sure we do some positive things, because I want to leave a mark way before me and way after me. And it's a positive impact to some of the things that you was talking about before.
Yeah.
If you're going to make an impact, let's leave a mark. Let's leave an impression that's worth leaving.
There you go. There you go. We're down to about 2 minutes, I do believe, 2 to 3 minutes before we take our first break. I'm going to go ahead and share our quote for the night, and then we'll share our topic for tonight, and then we'll take our first break. So it goes like this. It's a little difficult to understand. I'm going to go back and recap it for us, but you can talk with someone for years, every day, and still it won't mean as much as what you can have when you sit down in front of someone not saying a word. Yet you feel that yet you feel that person with your heart. You feel like you have known that person forever. Connections are made with the heart, not the tongue. Now this is a real powerful idea. This is talking about the connection that happens in the midst of love. Right? We're talking about when you meet someone. I met a young lady, and
was she fine?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Super fine.
Okay.
And so within like a matter of, I say minutes, but it probably was 20 or 30 minutes, that me and this young lady was just like finishing each other's sentences.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Used to that. I got that.
And it was like we like talking about the same books and like the same world, and you know some people, and it was just like whoa. And so the connection happened from the heart. It wasn't anything we manufactured. I didn't have to.
Yeah.
I didn't have a reason to find something to like about her. I just liked her, you know what I mean? Because it was a common union, a feeling, a heart connection there, man. And that's what she's talking about. That sometimes you can talk with someone for years, every day, and it still won't be there. That feeling won't be there. That connection won't be there. And what we're really talking about here is we need to begin to understand when the connection is real and not real.
I got
the love connection is real or not real. Go ahead.
I got a non-real one.
Go ahead.
Non-real. I was in the strip club, right? She was backing that up. She was dropping that bad boy. You know what I'm saying? I'm watching that bad boy, and I felt like we had a connection. My eye to her butt. And we looking, and I'm like, goody the gravy. And it had to be nice, because I started drooling a little bit, because there's a pimp on the booty. It's just a small.
This is a grown folks show.
Okay,
but it's also
my
a family
bad.
show, right?
To the family. Sorry,
Oh,
but again, that was what I said, a non-connection, because again, that's more of a lust, okay?
That's a lust, yes.
When you get to the heart, it ain't about the lust, and it ain't about just the temptation.
Yeah.
It is about getting past that.
Right.
And that's why I want to throw that out there, because that is existing too.
Yeah.
So please don't let my humor fool you, because we dealing with this constantly. But that connection you talking about, that's a vibe.
Yeah, that's a vibe.
I love
listen, folks, as you're looking for love, as you're wanting to experience love, a love connection, you gotta seek the vibe.
Come on.
Right? And listen, when you seek the vibe, that person might not look like what you thought your boyfriend or girlfriend was gonna look like.
Change the whole
They may not have the sound of voice or wearing the type of clothes. That vibe may come on a level that says, hey, we connect spiritually, but you dress differently than I'm damn. You wear your hair differently. You think about the world differently. And we shouldn't push those people away, because that heart connection is very real. That's the real love of the world. Don't shun it when you experience it. Might even be with a coworker, a friend, a boss. Experience the connection that we have with people, man. And listen, it's time for us to go to break. What we're talking about tonight is how do you date someone for 3 years without taking the necessary steps to go to the next steps?
Because it wasn't necessary too. I didn't date her for that. It was dating, bro. I mean, it didn't work out.
Well,
okay, we're going to get back on that.
There should be a purpose to dating, and I guess we're going to talk about that.
Well, yeah, because I'm going to tell you, it ain't always a purpose behind the purpose.
Listen, I'm going to play a few smooth grooves, and we'll be right back, and we'll watch Talk with Jay right after this.
Talk with Jay. This is what we do, man. Yes, it's time to get hype. Why? Because we got somebody on the phones that look like him, but that's not him. That this dude is going to do something for you that I don't know what kind of day he has. So we're going to find out. How you doing, big baby Jamal in the house?
What's happening, man?
Talk to me.
Man, what's happening in Atlanta? What's happening in Atlanta? What y'all got going?
Oh, man. Man, we're telling you, we doing it big down here. You know how it go.
Come on, man. We try to change the game all the time, baby. It's like playing the game of spades. Do you know how to play?
Yeah, man. We doing it big. On the come up, bro. On the come up. Always love hearing from you, man. What you got for us tonight, man? Anything in particular on your heart tonight?
Man, I'm out in these streets right now. I've got to, finish doing double shift, working hard as I can be. And listen, cornballs, I hate to say this, I really do, but it's tax season. This should not be the time that y'all lose.
Right.
Cornballs, find you one. I mean, it's almost impossible not to find one right now. They literally out there. You can tell who they are because they got a couple of extra bags, at the end of the month that they normally would. Go find you a tax hookup, man. It might work out for you.
Okay. I think you're promoting love, if I hear you correctly. For the cornballs.
Yeah, let's go with that one. Let's go with the word love. Let's use that.
Yeah.
I have to say something.
Go ahead.
I was reluctant because, again, I don't throw people under the bus.
Right.
But this year, I would like it if somebody get their tax money and actually consult with somebody about better ways to invest their money than looking like the Joneses.
Yes.
And spending their money to impress somebody that they ain't gonna be able to keep.
Right.
I really want to make sure we enhance our lives than take away by buying things that will play out and make another person rich.
Right.
And it's going to leave you where you were at.
Right.
I really feel like it's time to start getting this extra money to the side and make sure we utilize it in the right way because, again, we feel like we've been broke, and that's a mentality.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a mental.
Yeah.
And I feel like get away from that because we've all been through something.
Yeah. See, I'm gonna tell you this how I make money last a long time. Mm-hmm. That when I come up, it might be a $5,000 come up, it might be a $20,000 come up, whatever that come up is. I have them all and all the time, right? Mm-hmm. So I take that money and I put it in what I call my cushion fund, right? And all it's designed to do is to cushion daily living. Okay. I'm not going out to buy no things and no stuff. I don't want no new car, no new wheels. I don't want no new clothes. I'm just chilling. I get a few things here and there just to keep my appearance tight, but I'm not after things and stuff at all. Because those things and stuff, believe it or not, own you. Right? That you think you own them, but if you're making a payment on something or you're trying to pay it off a credit card or whatever, it still owns you. And it is controlling your life, and it is controlling your behavior, and it is making you use your potential for them and not for you. See, when you pour your money into the things that they sell you, now you're pouring yourself out, right? You're not keeping that good.
Let me ask this question. Are you aware of any type of investment classes going on right now?
There's hundreds of them all over the place. Just Google them. They're right in front of everybody. See, there's no excuse for information and intelligence anymore. You get online and you can go and get you some help. You can go and ask your mama where she get her taxes done. You can go and, ask your boss where he get his taxes done and who might be his investors. I'm right now consulting with my boss, Mr. Steve Raymond, and asking him some questions about where to put monies because he is worth a whole lot of it. And so he already know how to place that money, how to put it in the right. And see, that's what I'm looking for. You should always be looking for expertise, right? That if you find expertise, you will save yourself years of strife and struggle and failure and mishaps and didn't know and all that stuff because you put it into the hands of a person. No different than going to a lawyer. When you put your stuff into the hands of a lawyer, they have the complete knowledge about what you're trying to fight, and they fight for you, right? That's what we got to get. We got to get back to just the basics of life. Hold on to your money and use expertise to help you spend it, if indeed you're going to spend it. So, Jay, that was a great twist to the subject. It is all about love. Let me ask you quickly, Jamal, about our topic for tonight, and get your perspective on the subject. It goes like this: How do you date someone for 3 years without taking the necessary steps to the next level?
Wait, 3 years without taking the steps to the next level?
Yeah.
Ugh. That's a real catch-22 type question,
listen,
man.
it doesn't have
to
to
be throwing some people under the bus.
Okay, watch this.
Okay, hold on.
Watch this.
What
Watch
we
this.
do?
It doesn't have to be 3 years. It might be 6 months in your world. You know what I'm saying?
No,
You
man.
know?
Throw him under the bus. Throw him under the bus.
It could be 6 months. It could be 3 years. You know, it depends on the female. But how could you go? How you date for somebody for a long period of time and not think about next steps?
Quit being nice.
You know, here's the thing. I can't give good advice on that because I'm that dude that waits for stupid men to wait 3 years before they commit to their women. So I'm that dude on the other side of the street. So by all means, to all stupid men, keep up the good job.
And what do you do?
The smart man out there, me personally, I haven't been in a long-term relationship over 5 years, except for the one that I love right now.
Okay.
So all the smack that I'm talking, y'all gotta understand the difference between what I say on the show for just wild, crazy factor versus who I am in individual life. Because the persona that I put off in one way is not the way that I live on another. The person that I love, I've loved for 2 years, and that is the person that I want to be with. I know I'm going to spend my life with. There's nothing that's going to change that. There's no woman, there's no tail that can come in front of me right now and make me go, I'm leaving this woman for that woman.
Right.
So it's part of a growing up factor that I don't want to look anywhere else for what I know is for me.
Okay, now watch this. Watch this. You just personified the question for this evening. Now, do you have plans on marrying this young lady?
Absolutely.
Okay. We like to hear that.
We ain't used to him saying that.
And do you have a time frame in mind?
Oh yeah, 4 years, point blank period.
4 years.
Didn't see that one coming.
4 years. Oh my God.
No. I'm not playing with her. Like, again, I say, I did my games, I did my dirt. Again, I talk a lot of smack about what I would do with this female, what I would do with that female. Again, that's all fun and talk because, yeah, it's bar talk. I'm going to say that crazy stuff. But as far as the woman that I know, when I met her, I rocked with her. You know what I'm saying?
How long you been with her?
You know who I'm talking about. We ain't got to say no names. Bone. You know what I'm saying? She come around, and I could care less what the situation came from. She's been my best friend from point A to point B. So when I saw her, I just said, that's the woman I'm going to marry, I'm going to be with. And I called it out, and it's been going on 3 years strong. And yeah, my 4-year plan with her is I'm going to finish repairing my credit this year. Next year, I finish off my bachelor's degree.
Okay.
I need 1 year to get established in the new city where I move.
Okay.
And then after that year, once I'm good, I'm marrying that woman. Period.
Okay, man. And listen, is she okay with that timeline?
Oh, she gonna be okay when I put that ring on her finger.
Okay, so she don't know all that you sharing with us tonight.
No. We've already had that conversation where I told her she's my dream woman, I'm her dream guy, and that's just what it is. And I told her, like, matter of fact, I asked her to do something for me that means more to me than any type of tail or female could throw at me. I said, sweetheart, whatever you do, just don't give up on me. I just need you to believe in me like I believe in this relationship. And no matter what we go through,
yeah,
she's still in my corner. So
yeah.
For that reason right there, there's nothing that I wouldn't do for her to show her how much I love her or to show her how much she needs.
Okay, watch this. And I can just hear women blaring in my ear right now. What is the issue with this 4 years? What is that all about? Why does it take 4 years to commit? Why does it take so much time? What are you waiting on? You're waiting to fix stuff, but that's not going to change anything, right? If you fix stuff,
the 4 years is this though. Like the year period is, number one, no woman wants a broken man. So there's things that as a man I need to fix before I can provide for the woman.
Right.
If I can't provide for myself, then there's nothing that I can lead her to but say, baby, you stick with me and I'm gonna make it better.
Right.
So the point is to bring a treasure to the chest. she's the chest. I'm gonna bring the treasure to her. I'm gonna work that out for her because she's working.
Okay.
So there's that factor.
Okay.
There is the reality factor of there's a lot of women that I've slept with. There's a lot of women that I said I've loved and women that said they loved me. However, the problem with that is I don't mean it with every female I say it to. So when I see a woman who will be there for me, with me, through the good and the bad, the thick and the thin, that is the woman that I'm going to commit to. I'm not going to commit to a female because she got a pretty smile and she say, I want you.
Right.
That's any girl that I get to be to.
Right.
I want the woman that's going to love my heart and my flaws and still be there.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the one you want. Absolutely. And if you find that one, and I mean, let's just say, I just want to throw a hypothetical out there just since we only have just a couple more minutes. What if she was putting the heat on you, man? What if she was like, hey, damn, 4 years, I done gave you two plus, you know what I'm saying? I need to bring and I need a date and let's get this thing wrapped up. That's where I need to be at. Because it's time to get some insurance and plan for a family.
If she wants that, there's nothing that I wouldn't do to speed up that process or make it better for her. Because again, it's not that she needs this to be with me. It's I want to be this type of man for her. At the end of the day, I don't want to rush into something just to say I did it. I want to be her Superman because I'm not getting divorced when I put that ring on her finger.
Right.
So
right.
Men change, women change. We're gonna grow continuously and evolve in life. However, I'm not going to her needing something. I'm going to her where we are going to build something together. When I go and I propose to her, it's because I've already put a down payment on the house that I've paid for us. Because she's worth that.
Right. She's worth that. Absolutely, she's worth that. And
if the woman is not worth doing the work for, then she's not a woman that's worth anything to you. Right. And it leaves the door open for a dude like me to slide right in and pick up what you've been lacking.
But you are a threat.
Oh, I'm my woman, but I'm still a savage at the end of the day. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah. I'd love to meet this lady, man. I'm sure she's beautiful, bro.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty
sure I met her.
If she done all that to you, man, I would love to meet her one day. Most certainly. Listen, it is time.
You might have seen her once or twice.
I'm sure, and I might have seen it too. While you messing around.
You have.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I got a face in my mind. Yeah, I remember. So I don't want to have the wrong face or the wrong name.
Leave it alone. Leave it alone.
I'll wait.
Hey, let's not do that. It's still my dream.
Leave it alone. Leave it alone.
Kill my vibe.
Yeah, I just wait. So, well, listen, man. We always appreciate your participation. You're welcome to stick around if you got some time. Your input is so valuable, man. And but it's time for us to go to break. Otherwise, we'd be paying bills. And so you folks stay tuned. We're going to be right back with more Bar Talk with Jay. Right after this.
Special Phil in the house.
What's up, Phil?
Woo.
What up, Jay? What up, Crab?
Man, we trying to make it happen, baby. So
making it happen, man.
We got somebody else on the line. Now the problem with him, if he had a bad day, he give everybody a bad day.
But Jeffrey.
That's right. We're gonna find out what kind of day he had. Jeffrey, how you doing, big
What's
baby?
up, man? What's up?
What up, Jeff?
Brother Jay, Brother Crab, Brother Phil, how y'all doing, fellas?
Man, we nervous.
We
nervous
good.
as hell. That's what we is. We need to know how your day went.
Yeah, you have a good day?
Yeah, how was your day, my friend?
Actually, the day was a little bit overcast. I just got my car washed on Tuesday. It rained on Wednesday and Thursday. Perseverance. And in spite of all of that, you know what time it is.
Yes, sir. Here we go.
It is time for you to close your mouth and listen. You ask me some questions. I give you some answers from a man's point of view.
Mm-hmm.
Now, listen, I got one reason for the habitually single woman and one reason for the habitually single man as to why you might be single. But before we get to that, here is my disclaimer. Now, see, what I'm going to talk about might not apply to you, and if it doesn't apply to you, I want you to put your foot up in this shoe. But if it does apply to you, I want you to put both feet in both shoes and walk around in them because you're about to learn something tonight. Now, ladies, you go first.
All right.
Now, ladies, some of y'all are single simply because you ain't got nothing but the cookie. I need you to understand what I'm talking about. I just left the grocery store. I was walking down row aisle 69, and I saw a whole bunch of cookies on the wall. Every one of those cookies made my mouth salivate, except for the Nutter Butters. And I think you got to know about the Nutter Butters. But the bottom line, I saw some soft batch, I saw some Oreo, I saw some shortbread, I saw some pecan sandies, all these cookies all over the place, and my mouth is just drooling.
Preach.
And ladies, that's all you got. I need you to understand it's so easy to get cookies nowadays.
Yeah.
It's a dime a dozen. As a matter of fact, Girl Scout cookies are out there right now, and moms is walking around with them. So
Yes.
there's cookies on top of cookies right now. I just need you to understand, ladies. I need you to understand that cookies is so easy. If that's all that you got, you ain't got nothing.
Right.
I'm going to need some substance. I can't eat cookies. Man was not made to live on cookies alone. I need something else to sustain me. I need something that'll feed my soul. Other than cookies, don't get it twisted. Cookies is good, but I can't get that right type of sustenance off them cookies.
Yeah.
You need to feed my soul. And see, when you feed my soul, then I got some type of nourishment that keeps me going.
Yeah.
But all you bring to the tables is cookies. And them damn cookies stale with your single ass.
He had a bad day at work.
Hey, listen, I don't want to count my co-hosts out here, Jeffrey, but I'd love for you to elaborate in the commentary on this one about what is that substance, that sustenance that we looking for. See, sometimes they might need to be reminded about what that is. They just don't know, right? What is that substance, man?
Ladies, just I want to know if I come home from a hard day at work, do I have to fight you too? Am I going to have to clock in and battle you too?
Right.
Am I going to have to sit there and bear the weight of everything I deal with outside, and then when I step foot in the door, you ready to battle me too? I want to know if you're competing with me or you complimenting me.
Oh, right.
If you're competing with me, you're not nourishing me. But if you compliment me, well, guess what? There's something in you that feeds me and something in me that feeds you. It's a complementary relationship. But if you're competing with me, that means you're trying to take away from me. That means you're trying to beat me. And I got enough people to compete with when I step outside the door. So you need to be able to nourish that side of me that wants to provide for you, that wants to make a way with your actions, your words, and your deeds. And that does include getting me some cookie every now and then. Don't get it twisted.
Right.
But I just want you to understand, if all you're trying to give me is cookie, well, that ain't enough.
Well, that ain't enough. Yeah, listen, that ain't enough, man.
with you
To the
right there,
point.
Jeff.
Because ultimately we want whole people, and we've already let Jeffrey have a commentary on this, so we'll turn it back. We'll turn it back to you, brother Jeffrey. I know it's time for us to get our asses toe up.
I mean, he tore them up a good one.
Look, as Jeffrey said, they just
No,
offer
now, fellas,
dessert.
now, fellas, don't get it twisted.
Mm.
You are next.
Okay.
All right, fellas. Now, some of you are single because you suffer from the illusion of better choices. Now, fellas, traditionally, this is something that women have been faced with. You know, men have constantly pursued, and they got all these options. They ain't got to go for you. They got 5 more guys after them. But nowadays, fellas, you got all these options. You got all these choices. You get to sit back and cake on all of them. All of them coming at you. So you get to date one on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then your girlfriend on Saturday. What I need you to understand, fellas, is that more options doesn't mean better quality. It just means that you might be spreading yourself a little thin. I'm not an advocate of only dating one person at a time. That's not what I'm advocating. But what I am saying is that if you get that woman that hits all those points of interest and desire and expectation, she gets all those points, I need you to understand that she's trying to show you that she's the one. But you so dumb, you see other points somewhere else, you want to go play with those points. And then you want to play with the other points on Wednesday. And Thursday you want to play with some more points until finally that one that was the right one for you decides that somebody else is right for her.
Right.
Now you realize what she was.
Right.
Now you realize what you had. Now you're trying to break it up because you're selfish. No, that ain't how it works, fellas. So I need you to understand that you might think that you got better options out there. The thing is, you'll keep making those choices and those decisions, and in the end, they gonna decide to leave your ass alone, single. And the only choice you got is Mary Palmer and her 5 sisters.
And that's not a good feeling. I got some rough ass hands. Sorry for the kids, but I'm just trying to tell you.
Yeah, man.
And I already wear glasses.
That is
Stevie Wonder fooling around with this. I gotta
deep.
say, it's deep, but I gotta say that was personal. I gotta put my shoes on this one.
Go ahead.
I gotta be the first to say that I have to walk around on this one because that's been me.
Okay. The illusion of better choices.
I had choices, and for the fact that I felt like I didn't have as many choices before, I exploited and I got selfish. Okay. And I ran after a lot of different things that I know for a fact didn't even grab my attention totally.
Right.
So I have to man up because I want to make change.
Right.
And one of the things to make change is if you don't recognize your mistakes, you're going to keep repeating them.
Yes, you are.
So when I hear somebody speak on something I used to do, it doesn't just remind me of my past, but it also reminds me of my change. So I can talk about it now because I'm into my change and I'm understanding that it was a selfish act, and that's all it was.
Yeah.
I was selfish and I seen what I seen, I wanted what I wanted, and then I had more options than I didn't know I had before.
Right.
But I am single, so options are available to you. It depends on where you want to go.
But I think Brother Jeffrey said it perfectly. You find yourself spreading yourself too thin.
Well, I spread it all the way. Man, shitting me.
Listen, man, this is a great point. And for those men, and there's a lot of us who are successful, moving on the right track, handling our business, trying to make big things happen in our lives. We're learning, we're growing, we're on fire for life. That for us, man, we got lots of choices. And you'll find yourself missing great opportunities. There'll be these women that are just perfect for you and who will do a lot for you, but you're so caught up in the net of options and choices that you don't find the time, you don't take the time to get to know this woman who right in the palm of your hand. So just word to the wise, fellas, options is not always a good thing for you. You know what I'm saying? No. There's nothing wrong with options, but you got to be choicey. You gotta be selective, and you got to be decisive, and stop lounging on your laurels with love.
Just quit spreading yourself. I did it like a hot butter popcorn, baby.
Yeah, I love that. I love that, Brother Jeffrey. We'll turn it back to you, man, but that was supernatural powerful, bro.
Oh, man, you know what? I want everybody to understand something. Ladies, when I say that all you got is cookies, don't get it twisted. That cookie is a valuable cookie. And fellas, when I say that, all you got, you suffer from too many options, what I'm driving at is this. Ladies, we still need you and depend on you to be the garden for the children that grow up in and to be nurtured on. And fellas, we have to choose, first of all, to stay with and marry our women, but we also have to choose to be an involved part of that child's relationship. And I mean as involved as you can possibly be. I was talking to a bunch of fellas the other day, and one of the fellas said, man, my child's mama won't let me see my son. I'm like, dude, I'm sorry, that is unacceptable. Nobody can stop you from seeing your son.
Right.
Maybe you ain't been doing what you're supposed to do, and she's protecting that son from disappointment that you've caused.
Right.
But if you really wanted to see your son, you would see your son.
Right.
Nobody can stop you, and I guarantee you, I don't care how salty that woman is, if you consistently do what you're supposed to do, she would welcome you.
Right.
So what we got to do is, men, we got to focus on making the right choices. And ladies, what you have to do is you have to remember that your cookie is divine. And because it's so divine, it's the right place for the future generations to be planted and for the future generations to bear from or be born from and the right type of garden for them to grow up in, for the men to be the protectors and the providers and you to be the nurturers. Right. Because once we get back to those types of roles, well, it's going to be some awesome movement in our community. We're going to be rebuilding households. Right. And once we rebuild our households, we rebuild our communities. And when we rebuild our communities, there's going to be an awesome force to be reckoned with. And that's all I got.
Man,
that's all.
That's all. That is just awesome, man. That is just awesome, bruh. I mean, as I was listening to you do your commentary, I'm like, man, you could be on the greatest radio shows in the country.
He is.
I mean, we really, I mean,
Right here.
I mean,
Well, I bring him out.
show,
Because I know what he got.
But yeah, that's some money making material right there, brother. And I'm sure you're pursuing it. But I back you up because you do just such a fabulous job for us. Listen, we got about 3 minutes, maybe 4 minutes here before break time. Let me just ask you tonight's topic and just elaborate in whatever way you do. We know how you do what you do. The question is, how do you date someone for 3 years or 6 months or etc. without taking the necessary steps to the next level?
You don't. So you need to understand now, ladies, y'all got to have some type of doggone boundaries and everything. Don't get it twisted. Now, sometimes you're just not ready to be married, and I got that. Now, if you are deciding that, well, we can't get married because he just ain't ready, he might not never be ready. He might be, 80 before he's ready. He's right there with the patience of Job, waiting on that man to get ready. This is what I need you to understand. Is that if he ain't ready, it's okay for you to say you're not ready, but I am. Let me find somebody who is. Sometimes, ladies, what you have to do is you have to define what you want, and you have to hold people accountable for either giving you what you want or getting out of the way of the man who's going to give it to you. Now, fellas, don't play no games with no ladies. Don't keep on saying I'm hurt from my high school sweetheart and you 50. Just say I'm not looking to get married, and don't act married. Don't do married man stuff. That's emotional robbery.
Okay.
But if you are not making the right types of moves, you're wasting your time and you're wasting her time. That's all I got on that one.
Man, and you said a mouthful right there. I'm hearing some standing ovations in our audience tonight from all over the world because that's right on the money. What you got, Jay?
I'm going to say it all day long. You're going to have some stand-up bass. You're going to have some men stand over there mad at his head. They're going to be like, hold on, wait a minute. But he said some great things. And really, you do. You have to stand down. And one of the things I like what he said is, if you're not ready, just state it.
Yeah.
Don't just follow the trend of what everybody else. If that's not where you at, there's no reason to jump on the bandwagon just because somebody else is saying it and it ain't what you feeling.
Right.
Now, if that's what you feeling, you got to declare it.
Right.
But it's going to be up to you. I can't always say, but one of the things I will say, I can only give my personal opinion.
Yeah.
And mine is, I want to look at things in a different way. And I want to make sure I'm ready before I make that decision.
Right.
And if I'm not ready, can't nobody force me to get ready.
Right.
And if they try to force me, then it's not right for me.
Yeah, they pushing themselves out of the game by pressuring. Yeah.
And it ain't about 3. I don't like a time frame, but I'm going to get that into the 8 o'clock hour.
Yeah.
But my whole thing is about a better understanding.
Yeah.
Because if I was dating you, and we dated for a year or two, and you want to count the dating time, I really like to say we didn't commit. When we was dating, we liked each other, we did some things, and then all of a sudden we got in a monogamous relationship another year later. And then all of a sudden, we've been together 2 years. Okay, but the first year you counted, but just please understand, we did what we wanted to do. And then we finally came to the conclusion that we want to be together. Now, I like to look at that time. Because the other time, we was just playing around. Wasn't really serious about anything.
Right.
But now you want to take all that and you want to compress it. And you want to give me a harder timeline because I never wasted your time.
Yeah.
And if I feel like I wasted anything, then let's just end this now.
Yeah, listen, we're gonna come back on that. That's powerful. Listen, Brother Jeffrey, we thank you so much, man, for all that you do for this show, man. Any parting words for us tonight?
Oh, man, I think y'all onto a powerful topic, man. Y'all exploring that a little bit more, and I'm going to holler at y'all again next week.
Okay, my friend. We'll see you then, man.
Take care, Jeff.
Easy.
All right.
Later.
All right, folks. As you can see, this show is on fire tonight. This show is on fire tonight. I bet there's some teeth seething out there. And
man, if I had ninjas, I'd have pulled them out. This is some bull.
This is a very unique topic, and ultimately, what you want determines which side of the equation you on. in this topic, right? What you want is what matters the most. And so we're gonna play another track, and we'll come back right after this song with more Bar Talk with Jay.
No joke. I went back and I was looking real quick at my Facebook. Please go ahead and give me your comments. I have people already saying Jeffrey is so on point. Again, the reason why we got Jeffrey, Jamal, we got to give different points of view.
Right.
If nobody understands, Bar Talk with Jay is like a panel.
Right.
This panel is going to give you different points of view for you can find out where you might lie, so you can have that conversation. And we try to make things uncomfortable. And guess what? I'm quick to say, and Kraft say it all the time, you can turn us off.
Yeah.
And go ahead and have that dialogue.
Yeah.
Just don't forget about us.
Right.
So remember to share and like. And make sure you pass.
Yeah.
And make sure you understand. We are here to see if we can make an impact.
Right.
And it consists of us to you.
Absolutely.
Invite us in.
Absolutely.
We can see what we can do. Now, let's have some fun tonight.
Okay.
Gentlemen.
And for those of you who are just joining us, or maybe rejoining us for the second hour, the question tonight is, how do you date someone for 3 years or several years without taking the necessary steps to the next level?
Now, I'm going to have fun. I'm not going to go completely first.
Okay.
But I already started.
Okay.
So
you already started.
Yeah.
I like where you was going on.
And I'm gonna let my boy Philemon have his fun. You know, Buddha.
Right.
We got Buddha in the building, y'all. Buddha in the
Buddha
y'all
in the
didn't
building.
understand. Phil is a very spiritual guy.
Yeah.
No religion. He ain't tied to nothing. So I got him to Buddha. Because Buddha, you can just rub on Buddha. You don't know, but please don't knock Buddha. Now see, what people are always like, well, he ain't this, he ain't that. Don't judge a person because you don't understand the person. Take the time to know a person. That's something key that we do too much. It's called prejudging.
Right.
How you gonna judge when you ain't totally elevated and know of all yourself?
Right.
Stop that. I really feel like that right there is super ignorant.
Yes.
I say Buddha because I don't want y'all to claim anything on him, but I'd like you to hear his point of view because it might be yours too. And then you're going to be going around rubbing on your belly calling yourself Buddha too. I'm not for sure. But one of the things I'm going to say to you on the upfront is a lot of times when you're dating and you're just having fun and you're not trying to commit, and you might waste a lot of time, but it's not waste of time to me when you're pouring in nature and you're having fun. So I like to say, make sure you're a blessing and you're doing positive things into a person's life, and it might not work out, but then it's less hatred.
Right.
It's going to be hurtful when a person decides to go another direction.
Right.
Point blank,
It's gonna be painful.
even I don't even like them situations.
Yeah.
But what I like is when I know I didn't rob you.
Right.
I didn't lie to you and I didn't take from you.
Right.
I didn't get your money.
Right.
And then all of a sudden I chose to be with somebody else and I got somebody flattening my tires and doing nasty things to me because they felt like I betrayed them.
Right.
So my whole thing is being more honest and being more upfront.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it causes a lot of problems. So if you try to push me and you try to make me do something, you're going to get a lot of resistance out of me.
Resistance.
And I am a good person where I'm normally a soft guy.
Yeah.
You hurting, you need something, I'm going to give it to you.
Yeah.
You force me into a marriage after I've been married already, you're going to find out I'm not that nice guy no more.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go somewhere and be miserable just because that's what you want me to do.
Right.
So I'm going to piss you off.
Right.
But my whole thing of pissing you off is understanding I have been through some things. I'm not going to tell you about the damage of my pain because it's my lessons.
Right.
And that's why I do the show, because I enjoy it now because I'm getting past that.
Right.
So as I live my life, I'm enjoying, and I wasn't just seeking that.
Right.
So as I try to be a better person and live life in a different way because I'm learning more and I didn't apply a lot of stuff early on that I want to apply now, don't just force me into a box.
Right.
I'm bigger than the box that you want to put me in.
Right.
So just because you want me don't mean that that's where I need to be.
Right.
God gave me purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can't allow me to fulfill my purpose, you ain't for me.
Right.
So what's for me is going to be a person that can see my purpose and help me in my purpose. And that person won't be a hindrance to me, won't be a person that I'm going to regret ever being with. And that takes time because you can put me anywhere, say anything, make me feel good, but bottom line, you might not believe in me.
Right.
Exactly.
That's not what I need.
Right.
And again, That's why when I hear a timeline, 3 years, what all consists of the 3 years? Was you really in a solid relationship for 3 years, and whether we're going nowhere or it just happened to evolve?
Right. And once it evolved, then everybody's mindset has to change.
Right.
But it doesn't necessarily mean that all you had yesterday was the building up of the marriage. Right? We just decided, and so now there may be some new decisions I need to make. There's some new questions I'm going to start asking. You know, I'm gonna, I may just need a little time.
And I don't even like saying a little time. How about we need to have a better understanding?
And what does that mean, Jay? Because she wants to get married, and you're saying you don't know if you want to get married.
She might want to get married for her own reason. Well, how about do we have an understanding about where she at and I'm at? Because again, that might be how she always wanted because she never was. And then I've been, so I'm in a different place than she is.
And see, that's...
But if we communicate and we start gathering together, we can start having understanding, well, you are there, you getting past this, and I want to be there. Yeah. So and now it's a little different.
And just a quick comment, I'm going to let Phil jump in. I think the key point to this whole discussion is where each person is. You just said it, Jay. Each person is in a different place. And, no matter if you've been together for a long time, you're both still in different places. And you both still perhaps are dealing with different pasts, potentially fears about different futures. Maybe, you're not seeing some things that with clarity. Maybe you're not seeing some things you like. It becomes a whole tangled web of why you may not take those next steps. But there is always a real and true reason.
I get that. But hold on, go ahead, Buddha.
Let's break it down to its lowest common denominator.
Go ahead.
Right. So we can throw marriage out the window.
Okay.
Right? Because we know people do this every single day.
Right.
That's why they came out with common law marriage.
Right.
And it's not that you don't appreciate what you have. You're just content with what you have. Not saying that, hey, I want to get married. You just enjoying the moment.
Right.
You enjoying life.
And
that's what it's all about. You
right.
can take that 3 years, 5 years, 20 years. We can use an analogy. Okay, we go to work every single day. Right? You at that job for 15 years, 5 years, 3 years, it don't make a difference.
Right.
But you're still in that same position. Because you're content with what you do.
Right.
It's been postings every month, every quarter. Hey, we have these openings. But do you apply for them?
No.
Because I'm content with where I'm at.
I don't need
exactly
the entanglement, perhaps.
I don't want the responsibility.
Or the responsibility.
So therefore, I'm going to stay the course and be where I am.
And sometimes,
because I'm content.
Sometimes getting that job creates great risks. You could end up losing your job, not performing in that job. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Right?
So therefore, hey, me and you in this thing. Hey, you not pressuring me. I'm not pressuring you. So then we can spin it and say, hey, hold on.
Okay.
We enjoy each other, but I'm not ready for commitment.
Let's describe.
You ready for commitment? I'm not ready for commitment.
Right.
So we still gonna keep going down this course.
But
we taking trips, we hanging out.
Right.
We doing everything that a relationship does.
Right.
But we not ready to take that next step.
And watch this. Watch this.
Okay. There's nothing wrong with it.
I'm making another pivot point swing here.
Okay. Go for it.
At the point that you two recognize that you're in different places, right? At that very, very moment, it creates pressure.
No, it doesn't.
It creates pressure.
It doesn't. It only creates pressure if you allow it.
No.
It
creates pressure, whether you want to accept the pressure or not. It's like gravity, it still creates pressure.
Hear me out.
Yeah.
It only creates pressure if you allow it to create pressure. Hear me out.
Hear my point.
Hear me out. You're saying once we get to that point, hey, I want marriage, I'm still where I am. I'm still content. Pressure. It doesn't create pressure.
2 degrees or 200 degrees.
No, it doesn't create pressure because at the end of the day, you grown, I'm grown.
Right.
If you ready to move on and you want marriage, and you want marriage from me,
right?
It's a choice that you have.
But see,
it's not pressure.
Listen,
there's no pressure in the choice.
You know what you're missing in that equation?
What am I
the
missing?
amount of care that you have for that person.
It doesn't make a difference.
It does. That makes all the difference.
It's gonna be a fight tonight,
If you don't care, if you don't care about them,
I can love you enough to leave you alone.
right? But that requires a whole next level of care.
No,
my
it
friend.
doesn't.
Come on.
He
man.
killed her.
No, if
It does.
it's
man.
a deal breaker.
It creates pressure.
No, listen, it's a deal breaker.
It creates.
If you have a deal breaker, you can walk away. It's that simple. Whether I love you or not. Because I love you enough to walk away from you. However, at that same token, I want peace of mind. So therefore, there's no pressure. The decision is always up to you, whether you want the pressure or not. Now, if you stay there and she's pressuring you, that's on you to take that pressure.
Okay, watch
But
this.
at the end of the day, it's up to you to make that decision.
And here's my comment.
If you want it or not.
If you care about her, and you care about her being in your life, just simply entertaining the idea that I may have to let her go because she wants something different than me creates pressure. No matter how you look at it. If you care about her and you want her in your life, the whole situation. No, the whole situation is mashing on you to decide. It's saying, hey, she's calling you out in that moment. What do you mean it don't create pressure? She calling you out.
It does not create pressure.
She calling you out. Somebody who loves you and care about you calling you out.
It only creates pressure if you allow it
If
to.
you don't care.
No, it has nothing to do with if you care or not.
Yes.
It's real simple. I can walk away from you because this is what you want. I'm not ready to give you that.
Okay. And so now,
therefore there's no pressure. How is it pressure?
There you go. So you openly see right there. You made the decision that you're okay with letting her go.
So where's the
because
pressure?
of what she wants?
So where's the pressure?
But you don't care enough. That's my point.
It's not about caring enough.
What you say, Jay?
Oh, I'm listening.
It's gotta be care.
I'm
It's
listening.
not about
I'm
caring
listening.
enough.
Yeah, man. It is
Crap.
about caring enough.
You still can. Okay, let me ask you a question.
You're not gonna make the same decision if you're madly in love with a woman
Hang on.
than if you're not in love with her at all.
Get this one, then we're gonna have a little.
Let me ask you a question.
We're gonna have a little talk.
Do you still love your ex-wife?
Yes.
Okay, what's the problem?
Nothing.
Okay, you walked away, right?
Yeah.
You had a decision that either you could have stayed there and dealt with whatever was going on, or you could let her walk away. But to this day, you still admit that you still love her.
Yeah, I mean like a sister. You know what I'm saying?
Love
She's
is
my
love.
children's mother.
Right.
You know. No, there's
It's
different
still
kinds of
love.
love. Your grandma love you differently than your wife.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? There's different kinds. You know what I'm saying? There's different levels of love. There's generational love.
So let me ask you a question.
What's that?
If your ex-wife called you right now and said, "Kraft, I'm in dire need. I'm stranded on the side of the road. I can't get nobody else here. Can you come?" What you doing?
I'm gonna find a way to get somebody there.
So you not going?
I mean, I'm gonna get it handled. I mean, she's 1,000 miles away. I'm only, you know what I'm
I'm
saying?
saying if
Yeah.
she was in
Yeah,
the same
absolutely,
state.
absolutely.
Okay then.
Okay, then what?
So how can you say it's not care? You let her walk away and you still love her, and you'll still be there for her.
Nah, you're not
No, it's
understanding.
the same thing, Kraft.
You're not
Love
understanding.
is love and care is care.
No, you're not understanding
It's
what I'm
not?
saying. See, listen, at the point that she tells you that I want to get married, right? If you care about what she thinks, it's going to cause you to say, you know what, I need to make a decision for her, or I need to go ahead and back away. Now, if you have no care, then it's easy for you to say there's no pressure. Because
Okay,
you
so-
don't give a shit.
Okay,
You
so-
don't care.
Okay.
There's nothing to
Alright.
contemplate right there.
Okay,
But
okay.
only if you care about her. If you're like, you know what she's saying to me right now, she's saying I want something and I don't want to give it to her, but I don't want to lose her. And so now I
You
need to
feel
start
that
figuring
same
out
way
what I
with
want to do.
divorce,
Maybe I
right?
need to ask for a grace period of time. Maybe I need to start
Right.
praying over it. Maybe I
You
need to
can do
ask
the
my
same thing with
papa.
divorce. You can do the same thing with divorce.
Oh, yeah, you can.
Okay, so what's the difference?
Well,
There is no difference.
But
If you care about her and you gonna let her go, it don't make a difference.
Yeah.
If she's trying to get you
But
to
listen-
marry her or if it's a
but listen,
divorce.
Karen-
It's still the same thing.
No, Karen. I'm elevated above brotherly Karen. I'm at the level of care where I really love this person and I want
Right.
them in my life.
At the end of the day.
I'll be miserable without this person in my
At
life.
the end of the day, Kraft.
Do
If you
Can you
love,
identify with
listen,
that?
Listen, at the end of the day, if you love somebody and you care about somebody, where it's pressure to get married or either pressure to leave, it's the same thing.
But it's
Whether-
pressure. That's all I'm trying to admit. It's pressure. Would you say it's pressure, Jay?
I'm gonna say it like this, and I hear Phil, and I hear you, and I
It's
like to say for
expectations.
everybody that's listening, this is the debate that y'all need to get in on. So y'all need to get on Facebook right now and let me know y'all opinions on these two with their debates, because I feel like this. Y'all both have great points. Reason I say that, he says care, love, but again, it's a decision. Now, one of the things I like about the decision that he's talking about, if I don't care to get married and you trying to pressure me, then it is no pressure.
Right.
When I already made a decision.
Right.
Now, see, that's what I didn't see Phil go back to. No, in his mind, I already made the decision.
He already made the decision.
I don't have pressure when you think you're pressuring me by telling me this is what you need to do and this. In my head, I already made the decision. That's not what I'm going to do.
Right.
So all what you're saying, there is no pressure.
There's no pressure.
I entertain the fact that I care for you.
Right.
So that's why I don't dismiss you. But if you keep pushing the buttons, you will be dismissed because it's already been decided.
Have you ever felt, I like that, Jay, by the way, have you ever felt about a woman like, I don't think I can live without this one in my life. She's like the butter on my toast. You know what I'm saying? She just makes me feel so.
I love me way too much to get that involved in one woman. Yeah. In a woman, period. That's just not going to happen.
You never felt that.
Oh, no. I love me too much.
You ain't never felt that.
I love me too much.
Listen.
No, I've been in love.
Listen, you cannot properly participate in this conversation.
I've been in love before. I've been in love before. Jared,
you don't know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about that kind of love that breaks your heart.
Listen to me.
You can't identify with what I'm talking
about. Listen to me. When me and Jared first met, I lost two loves.
One minute.
Football and the woman. Because I fell in love. I fell in love like I was like 27, 28.
Okay.
So.
Nose wide open.
Wide open.
Yeah.
See, everybody else fell in love way before I did. But I was in the sports, and that's where my focus was.
Right.
So 2 weeks before I got a call from the Toronto Argonauts, I had messed up my knee. Couldn't go. Free ride, full tryouts in Canada. After that happened, my first love broke up with me. That's when I met Jerry and Bam. I was in my daddy's basement, balled up in the fetal position.
It was horrible.
Messed up.
It was horrible, bro.
So, I ain't gonna...
I'm gonna tell you right now. I tell my brother Tony, I said, Tony, why you bring this stray cat? They keep whining over here, man. This dude sitting over here.
You was messed up, huh?
Yeah, I was messed up.
So
but not to the point where, I can't live without it. No, I love me too much.
When I say I can't live without, like in your heart, you thinking like, man, I do not want to lose this woman. See, when that woman comes to you and says she want to get married, we gotta go to break. But when
I don't have a choice.
When that woman comes to you and says
if she want to walk away, she won't.
When that woman comes to you and says she wants to get married, if you can easily just like there's no pressure, then you really don't care about her being in your life.
I'm gonna tell you where the pressure comes.
I want you to hold that thought. We're gonna take a break. Y'all folks stay tuned. We're gonna fire. We'll be right back. More about right after this.
All right. Welcome back to Bar Talk with Jay. And
welcome.
Again, it's on and popping tonight. It is a fight of y'all life. If y'all didn't know it was a fight tonight, it's a fight.
There's differences.
Just a discussion, man.
Well, the discussion is, but we gotta have the drama point. Y'all gotta let me have my drama. I'm starting to pop.
Yeah.
Now, for all y'all just coming on, we got a debate. It is a debate, but I'm gonna call it a fight. All right. Reason why? Because I want y'all to go on Facebook and let me know who wins. All right. Because we're gonna make this interesting tonight. All right, we got Craftmatic with his spiritualness and trying to let you know about how Phil has no sensitivity. And then we got Phil saying that none of y'all really got sensitivity. Y'all just ain't clear on y'all answer. And y'all want to play and act like y'all got pressure when y'all know you already know what y'all deciding. That's right. Exactly. So we got A and B. We got a fight tonight because we want to see what point are y'all at. Because we going to let these two brothers go back and forth. And I'm going to stir it up and I'm going to stay in the midst. Because one of the things I can tell you, they both got great points. And I like to say, staying in the middle, because a lot of y'all are not exactly on the A side or the B side. Y'all going to be like me on the C side. We're going to entertain each other on both. And we're going to see how this work out tonight. That's right. First time ever, fight night, Thursday night, right here, Bar Talk with Jay, with this topic.
Okay, now, so, go ahead. You say that you've been with her for 3 years. Mm-hmm. She want to move up. Mm-hmm. Marriage. You say it's pressure.
Hold
on, hear me out.
Okay.
There's no pressure.
Okay.
Because you can make a decision and say, look, I'm not ready. Maybe in a couple of years, I'll be ready. But right now, I'm not ready.
Right.
Now, this is where pressure comes. Pressure will come when you decide and you give in to her and say, okay, we'll get married. Now, here's the pressure. Now, you have pressure on performing to be that man, to be that provider, to be that protector. That's where the pressure comes in.
Okay.
Because you giving in to a woman versus standing your ground. Now,
versus not getting married.
No. That's when the pressure comes.
Okay.
Because you're not ready.
Right.
So you have to overcompensate for everything that you need to do to show her that this is what a marriage is supposed to do. This is what a man is supposed to do for his wife, his family, his kids. That's where the pressure comes in. Because as long as you don't take that step with her when you're not ready, there's no pressure.
So the pressure comes when I accept the role
When
of
you're
marriage.
not ready.
Even though I'm not ready, I begin to accept that role, and I begin behaving like a husband. Even though we're not married yet, I begin behaving. I show you that
Even
I want to
when
be
you're married.
Yeah, or even when you're married, either way. But I began showing you that. So that's where the pressure comes. I start showing you, and now I got to live up to the expectations.
No.
That's what you just said. I'm trying to agree with you.
I said when
It's a fight. I told you.
No,
You want to fight?
No, I'm not
Yeah.
fighting.
I'm trying to agree with you.
No, I'm saying when you agree to something that you're not ready for.
Right.
And that's where the pressure comes in. But as long as you stay where you're supposed to be and stay in your lane and don't go in the lane with her because that's where she is and you're not there, there's no pressure.
And I agree with that, except there's two not readies.
It's only
The first not ready is I ain't never gonna marry you.
No.
The second not ready is I'm gonna marry you, just not right now. There's two,
I like that one.
right? There's two not ready.
He got 2 points on that one. Crab got 2. I don't know if y'all keep a point score.
So the point is that it's all relative. You know what I mean? Here's the pressure. The pressure comes when I acknowledge someone's expectations. If I simply acknowledge in some way that, okay, I like you, I love you, I believe, I want you to be in my life, at that point, and some kind of expectations happen, even if you don't talk about them all, the expectations are very clear that a marriage is going to be the result of this relationship. And then what happens is, all of that love comes into, all that love comes into time and space. And time and space means that we got to set a date.
That's what it
And we got to set a date, and we need a ring, and we need to start planning this out, and the groomsmen and the bridesmaid and the church, and we need to go ahead and get this thing popping. You can plan any activity within a year. And so that's what the expectations in that is where the pressure is. Now, if I'm not ready, then here's what Jay said. I've already made the decision. See, when y'all started having discussion, you already made the decision. I ain't getting married, so ain't no pressure. But if you made the decision that, hey, I want this lady to be in my life. I wasn't thinking about marriage, but I love her enough to keep her. I love her enough to try to make this thing work. But it's gonna be a little while before I get ready to sign paperwork and hand over my life to him, etc. For whatever reason, there's hundreds of different reasons why, and some people might call them excuses. If you're listening to the sound of my voice, madam, but they're real, valid reasons why your expectations, and that's what it comes against. That's what it really comes down to: your expectations versus her expectations. And if you believe in one another's expectations, you believe in one another enough, then the pressure will begin. And it doesn't have to be bad pressure, but it is real, a real interest in moving forward. Right? Not playing around with the same games that we used to play. Not staying out late at night and hanging out too much. And we're not spending money like crazy. We're gonna start building a family. We gotta build a home. We gotta have a wedding. If we're gonna have children, or we got a college fund for the other children, we gotta start doing life right now. That's where the pressure becomes, because I gotta start being a husband. And if nothing else, if I see some things going wrong, now I got to make some changes. And I might have to tiptoe on eggshells just to try to make those changes about how we manage money, or how our household is run, or how the kids are managed, or who's gonna, spend money on the utilities, and who's gonna spend money on the mortgage. Are we gonna buy a house? I mean, you start, all of that creates great deals of pressure if you love a person and you want to move forward with them, but you may not be ready to do it right now, and we understand that. See, the question has so many innuendos in it. Now, let me read the question and just talk about a few of them. How do you date someone for 3 years? And so, here we go. I'm already in a relationship, but we haven't necessarily made a decision. I'm just in a relationship, right? We just hanging out. We just doing things. We may live together, whatever. And then here's the next part. Without taking the necessary steps. Without taking the necessary steps says that now you need to start committing.
No.
Oh, that's what we're talking about here. Now you need to start committing to something. So something bigger than where you are. But
that's where you missed the boat.
Well, no, that's what you said at the very beginning of the show.
That's where you missed the boat.
Go ahead. I'm not missing it. This is the question.
No, I'm saying just for our viewers.
Yeah, right.
Male and female. That's where you missed the boat. Right. Expectations.
Expectations ruin relationships.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and we're just looking at, one type of female's point of view, and that's like, hey, we want to go to the next level. All females not like that, just like all men aren't like that. So you have to open it up so we can hit everybody. So everybody doesn't have expectations.
Yes, they do.
No.
It would be
listen. Okay. Everybody doesn't have expectations. You want to know why?
Why?
Because anyone who's a realist knows that expectations always complicates any situation, especially dealing with feelings.
But what you just simply suggested was that people don't want what they want.
No.
People want what they want. And that's what the expectation. I'm gonna get what I want. I'm gonna get what I want from you and with you and whatever.
Okay, it's just like this, crowd. You meet a female, right? And straight up, being real, the only expectation that you have is getting the cookie. You want the dessert. You're not looking at anything else because the first thing you see is what's appealing to the eye, to the flesh.
Yeah.
It's not like you see her and be like, ooh.
But we're not talking about
this is part of it.
We're talking about a developed relationship. You've been with them for years. You've been with them for a little time.
This is part of it, though.
Okay.
We're starting from the beginning.
Okay. Go ahead.
This is part of it because the only way that you can actually get to that 3 years is because you enjoy them. You kicking it with them. You have fun with them.
Right.
However, when you put expectations on it, it can hinder the process and the progression of the relationship.
Right.
So we had 3 years, right?
Right.
We've been having fun. We've been taking trips. You going out of town with me. I'm going out of town with you. We going overseas. We enjoying each other. We having fun.
Right.
Ain't got no expectations. I'm just enjoying life and enjoying the ride.
Right.
Ain't no commitment. You got your place. I got my place.
Now listen, watch this.
Hold on. And we just enjoying each other.
Right.
Now, expectation messing up the relationship.
What?
Now, hold on.
Come on.
She wants to get married.
Right.
You not ready. You good with what's going on and how it's progressing.
Right.
When marriage come in? We ain't talking about marriage before. What's going on?
Right.
Because I wasn't looking for marriage. You weren't looking for marriage. So why can't we just keep enjoying each other and having fun? Expectation done messed everything up. We've been kicking it for 3 years, no problem, no grief, no grind.
But listen, you
but now you got an expectation.
You ain't gonna ever get what you want until you ask for it.
That's not true.
You're not gonna get what
That's
you want.
not true.
If you're not getting what you want from the person you with,
how do you
then
know
you have to ask them for it and then see if they're willing to give it to you. That's how relationships work. And what she's doing is she's saying, hey, yeah, we've been having lots of fun, but I ain't got no future. So all that fun don't mean nothing. That's sand on the beach. That can we, you know, that just flying in the air.
Well,
Why don't we build some mountains? You know what I'm saying? And a home together, and a family together, and an investment portfolio together, and let's start a business together, and let's have a home that we can come to every night and light the fireplace and make sweet love in the middle of the floor every night. Let's have something more. Let's have some insurance and some health benefits together.
They already doing it.
Right? But here's my point. She wants more. And listen, there's nothing wrong with her wanting more.
No,
there's nothing wrong with her applying her interest that she wants more. That's a good thing.
Nothing wrong with
because you know the men will, and Jay probably will attest to this, we'll sit back probably forever. I would imagine many marriages come together because the women put the pressure on a commitment. You either gonna make a commitment to me or you go on about your
Crab got another point.
Right?
You got another point on that one.
Right? That's the truth. That's the truth. Because men will be laissez-faire forever. And
there's
it's
nothing
just,
wrong with that.
Well, there isn't, but it just doesn't. It is the nature of building families, and you may not be interested in a family.
But hold on, Crab.
And that might
gotta take
key
half of the merit away just because of the fact we do have some men that is looking for marriage.
That are looking for families.
And I would like to say on profiles when you're out there dating, there is people that put on their profiles. If you're not seriously looking for a serious relationship, skip over me.
Yeah.
So they have high expectations, but what it is, I don't know you. But if you're not here, then why waste my time? So what I'm hearing about expectations, a lot of times when you have high expectations, you normally get a lot of disappointment. So to me, if I want to start something and I'm at a certain place, I want to see if you can match me. And I feel like when I look on the date sites, a lot of people are putting some things out there that's a challenge where just don't look at my picture and like me. Read my profile and understand me. Because sometimes I'm not ready for this the Netflix. I want something more because I'm older, I'm more mature, and I don't want to waste my time with the okie doke.
I'm not looking for the car that looks the best. I'm looking for something that's going to be long lasting.
But what I'm going to tell you about pressure is when you, and what I'm saying about pressure is when you click on her, knowing good and well that ain't what you wanted, but she looked good, and I wanted the cookie. Now I'm gonna show you about pressure because I looked at her, she looked good, she's sexy, and I clicked on her, and we started this dialogue, and we vibing, and I know what her profile said. I'm not there. I wasn't even trying to be there, but we get together, get the cookie. All of a sudden, cookie good enough for me to date her, talk to her some more. Now, you already know what's going to come next because it was already put in front of you. But you thought, I can get her to settle. I figured she'd be cool with what it is because it's good. Now, see, this is where robbery comes from. Jeff. You already knew, and you still played a game that you knew you couldn't even win. But you was like, yo, it's a good possibility. That's where robbery comes from. And that's where expectations, I like to say, stands a good point.
Yeah.
Because if I really want this, I don't feel like you're supposed to let go of your morals and your dreams.
Right.
Because another dude ain't feeling it.
That's right.
That dude just was playing in the first place.
That's right.
If you get that up, that's why we got a lot of people just living and ain't understanding.
Right.
They sitting there miserable and they feel like they'll never have it. Yes, you can.
Yes.
You don't supposed to give up on nothing.
And
just
listen,
because that one did not mean
that's exactly
it's meant
right.
for you
That's
to quit
the key.
anything.
That's right.
That pressure, like you said, that pressure shouldn't be pressure. But if I love you enough, it's only pressure if I fail. That's where pressure comes from with me. When I look at you and I feel like I'm going to fail and I'm going to go back to my old stubborn ass ways. Because a marriage is about compromise. You got to give up your old ways. You can't just care for yourself. You got to care for others.
Right.
That's a lot. I don't care who you are. Right. That's a lot.
Right.
And if you enter a marriage and you ain't understanding that, before you enter, get counseling. I promise you. Because it's getting in there and that love making and that fireplace and all that cute crap does not keep marriages. Cookies never keep marriages.
Never.
So if you really want to know that stuff, is when you can sit across, and it goes back to the quote, when you can sit across and not say anything and you can still see the beauty in the person that you started with. And it's not always about just talking, it's about vibing. You lose that vibe when you just hold on to that cookie. Cookie ain't a vibe, it's emotion. But when I got that person sitting across from me and I can look at her and I can see she's sad, when I can feel her emotions, when I can feel her, at that point, I can understand that long walk forever. But when I don't got that, I don't feel pressure because it's not what I choose.
Right.
My whole thing is watch what you do.
Right.
Because if a person wants certain things and you are entertaining that, you're robbing them. But if you're clear that that's not where you at and they're willing to stand and wait for you, I can respect that. But don't pressure just because you waited a year or two and you putting time on it. Because then at that point, I really don't feel like you really love that person. You just love the idea of being married.
Yeah, and see, we haven't really dived into the reasons. It's time for us to take our final break. Yeah. We went so hard in the paint that
we're gonna do it again.
Yeah, we about to do it again.
We need to talk about, just so anybody dealing with this particular situation, you're dating or been dating a long time, and he hasn't popped a question. She doesn't seem like she's ready. We need to talk about what are some of the reasons, and maybe if you understand their reasons, it might help you make a decision for yourself. Right? It just might. But let's talk about that when we come back. We love you folks. Stay tuned. We'll be right back for more Bar Talk with Jay. Right after this.
They ain't putting it down yet. I need y'all to get on Facebook. In the last couple minutes, I'm going to go back and I'm going to get my son to let me know the tally. I need y'all to go on Facebook. Again, if y'all don't meet me, Periscope. I think Periscope, I can't see anything. But I want y'all to be able to put in the comments of this debate. The number one thing is again, we're going to go with Craftmatic is A. We're going to go with Buddha, B. And then J is just C. And again, the whole thing is where you are at. And then when you turn this off, understand the person that you with might be B. That means y'all looking at things differently. If y'all can come to a consensus, because that's what's going to take to make a marriage and a long-term relationship happen, is when you concede and to understand with each other and make sure you are on the same path. Then you can make things happen faster than staying in a, like I said, a comfortable state. Because one of the things I like to say with Kraft was saying before, I have a vision of what I want. I love that. Feel insensitive, don't give a damn. That's just him.
Right.
Jay is a person that definitely sees things in a way that I want to make better change and make sure I'm complete and not just making a decision off of what somebody's pressuring me or putting me at. Now this I like, but I'm gonna tell you about that pressure. And I will agree with you, both of y'all, is when I accept. Because I never felt pressure.
Right.
Because people have said some things to me and they might have felt they pressured me. You can't pressure me when I don't feel the way you feel.
Right.
Exactly.
Now most people say I'm a behind hole.
Right.
Okay, it's not about being a behind hole. I feel like when I'm a manager and I gotta manage things, you're not always gonna like my decisions. You might not understand the bigger picture, but I have to implement the things that's in front of me to make sure I understand the vision that I know where we're going, because you don't know. So you might appreciate me more later than you will now, but I'm not going to secede to you and give in to you and make you happy. And then it takes us all off track. We're going to derail. We'll never make it to where we're going. So sometimes you have to be a stronger person. You got to take the ridicule. You got to take the rhetoric. You got to take the haters. And you got to move them on down the track. But you got to have a purpose, an understanding, and a passion.
There you go. And Phil, during our break, just named a few things, just a couple things here that are real impactful to creating pressure when you've been with somebody for a long time, why you haven't taken the next steps. Their girlfriend's getting married, and you're not. That can create some pressure, right?
Hey, this is embarrassing.
Listen.
That's embarrassing. Why is she getting married? Because the thing I don't like is the hater part about it. Instead of being just happy for them, wow, just listen to the conversation where, they mad, they so loving, they so caring, maybe I'm next. You can get that one, that's cute,
know.
but how many times you hear that?
You never know what's going on in the background. You never know
but
what's
it's
going
just
on
the
in
fact
those
she getting
houses.
mad. And then it's a big one.
It's
They're in the
pressure.
church, and it's got a bunch of people.
The
haters.
How about the family wanting kids, wanting grandkids,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Ooh, mine?
That'd be like
I got 5. They better not want no damn more. Not mine.
If you was dating a
I ain't
woman
even
for 2 or 3 years,
You won't even see a fish up in here.
you ain't got no children.
Ain't no kids.
The grandmother gonna be like, baby, what you doing? Now?
Yeah,
You need-
My mama said I did enough. My mama said you should be tired.
You need to let him know. Let him know what you want, baby, so he can go ahead and get you a ring, and y'all can get married, and y'all can make
My
some
mama
grandkids.
told me you need to get your ass in a hot tub, soak that thing. You did enough.
Listen, what we're talking about ultimately comes down, in my mind, to two people having a conversation.
That's what's needed.
And the conversation probably needs to happen early, but if it happens too early, it can be a downfall. It needs to have some establishment going on, and then it needs to be introduced properly. But because if you ask somebody right away, right in the dating stage, hey, you want to get married? And they might say, well, I'd be interested to get married. That would be good, right? And all of a sudden they start be like, okay, well, shit, let's go ahead and work toward it. But I never told you. I'm like, listen, I need to analyze the situation, and I need to see if it's going to be a right fit for me before I get in. But you start dating, and you start doing stuff for one another, and you start seeing each other all the time. You may start living together, and next thing you know, the first year done passed, and now you going to the family reunion and the Sunday dinners, and mom, you helped her mother with the car, and they all got dogs and pets together now, and you next thing you know, she's like, okay, you here, you're doing everything, we might as well go ahead and put a ring on it.
No, but see, that's why I say you have to have that conversation in the beginning. Because
not too early in the beginning. I think it's healthy.
No. I feel totally different.
Well, I need to
because
what feelings you feel different about?
Because there's nothing wrong with having a decision on what you're looking for in the next 3 to 5 years.
But nobody knows until they get the true understanding.
How you figure that?
Because listen, man.
Because look,
you might tell me. Listen,
you're looking at how she looks, how she walks, how she talks.
I'm like, this chick is a dime piece.
B, and C.
There's nothing wrong with see, that's where you fall short in relationships, is not having the conversation and not being able to communicate and being afraid of having an open discussion.
No.
There's nothing wrong with, it's easy to get somebody naked, and that's in the physical sense.
Yeah, you're not talking about having conversations. I know that's not what you're suggesting to me.
Listen. It's easy to get somebody naked physically.
Well, we all know that.
But to get to what you want in that pursuit of happiness with someone that you feel a connection with, there's nothing wrong with having a conversation about where you see yourself and what your expectations are in the next 3 to 5 years. That's a plan.
Right.
Okay. There's nothing wrong with planning with someone that you have a connection with.
So here's what I want you to do, right? The boss is hiring for a job that's that job that probably can take you somewhere, right?
Yeah.
But during the interview, you be like, well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna work this job, and then at night I'm gonna go get my real estate license. And then I'm gonna, and then, when that real estate pop off, ain't no telling what might happen, No, this is the same scenario.
Hear me out.
So you don't put a gremlin in the system, right? No. And so if you introduce it too early, you don't know what you don't know. You don't know if this person is nice and they're loving, and you want to just observe and just enjoy and just observe and enjoy. And listen, when you feel an impulse to say, what, I think I might like to have this lady into my life, that's when I'm gonna have a conversation. Now I'm not gonna let it go for years, but I might wait a year before I even want to introduce that.
Let's go back to the job scenario.
Okay, back to the job.
Because if there's an opening and I interview, the first thing I'm gonna tell the interviewer, or either my boss that knows that I'm interviewing for this position, I want to shadow that individual that's doing that job so I can actually grasp what they're doing. I want to know what they're doing. Right. Because if I know what they're doing, that means I know if I can do it or not, right, or if I can fit it.
Well, the job description's going to tell you that.
No.
No.
A job description is just giving you the regular sum of what they do day to day. But you don't know. That's just like going to the army or saying I'm going to the army and saying the recruiter is saying, hey, we're
so what are we
this
talking
and this and this, and then when you get there, you're like, hold on, the recruiter lied to me. No.
Okay. So you're up for a conversation right out of the gate.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Okay, and nothing. To each his own. That's just not my way. I like to build. I'm gonna be over here to see if it's a possibility.
I'm gonna give her half a demerit. I'm gonna give her half of the demerit.
Is having a conversation.
Yeah, I'm gonna give her half of the demerit. Half of the demerit is because, again, we said this before. You can be on different date sites, and you can put that up front. You can. Without really saying, you can put it on up front. I like to say you have to have some understanding. My whole thing is this. If I want to get married, what's to say I'm really ready? Okay? I've met people that said they wanted to be married for the art of being married, but do not understand how to be a wife and to be that person that's that understanding person that's nurturing. That my boy said earlier, Jeffrey, nurturer, where I don't have to compete and battle. A lot of women are battling men. Okay?
Yes, they are.
Now, when
they are, and they don't see
it. That I'm being challenged. I'm not feeling nurtured, and I really don't feel like that's a person that I want to marry.
Right.
That is my competitor. But we compete good.
Right.
We got a lot of stuff. It will not last.
It will not last.
It's not like that. When we get the cookie ain't the same. It's a battle.
Right.
Who can go longer? Wait a minute, really? It's about who's nurturing, who cares, and
It's a partnership. It's a balance.
It's not always a balance. The beauty is when you get balance.
Right.
I've been on ships. I am the captain of a ship that's unbalanced. I'm seeing me rocking. I'm seeing I might not make it to shore. It's up to you to make change to that cargo, or you will flip. Or sink.
Yeah.
You will not make it.
Right.
That's when you become that head. Do not let a person make you top heavy.
Right.
When you already know what you can handle.
Right.
Watch your load.
Right.
Don't let people offset you.
Right.
This is your cruise. This is your vessel.
That's right.
Quit letting somebody dictate what you already know.
Right.
Yeah.
That's where pressure busts pipes and ships sink.
Right.
Yeah, I agree.
Woo. Man, you just said a mouthful right there, Jay. Just said a mouthful. Listen, we only have about 3 minutes, 4 minutes here as we go into the end of this show. And Barbara had listed just some things, says how to get to the next level in your relationships or perhaps even in your career. And she named several of them that I think just makes good sense to mention. Educate yourself. That can mean so much, you know. Educate yourself, and that sometimes maybe sit down and ask yourself, do you really want a family? Do you really want to get married? If you don't, say goodbye. If you do, work towards something else. Move from thinking to doing.
Yes.
Do a lot of pondering over decisions and waiting around, and sometimes years pass by. That's where the 2 years went, because you knew in 6 months you didn't want to marry this person, but you pondered and you waited and you lounged around. Move from thinking to doing. If this guy is lounging and you don't feel any sincerity in his interest in having you for a lifetime or a future or as a wife or significant other, bail. Put him out your life, right? I promise you that if you put him out consciously, fire somebody from your life that is a big part of your life, but not go in the same direction you are, that space will be filled with nothing but good. The Lord does not love a vacuum. When you get rid of something, He's going to replace it, and you just may need to move on and do something rather than just talking about it. You need to do something about it. Face your fears. Maybe that conversation is a fear factor.
False expectation of being real.
Right. That some people belabor the conversation because they fear the outcome, right? If you have the conversation in and of itself is going to create some pressure, especially if you want different things. It's going to create pressure for you to separate or pressure for you to get together. But it's going to create some. Embrace your challenges, avoid procrastination, and adapt a no-failure attitude. Adapt a no failure attitude. It's really hard when you think about, hey, are we gonna make it? And so, I ain't gonna fail in a relationship. But that thing that I see right there, we didn't cover a lot about reason. There's rationale. I see something that troubles me. And I like this person enough to be with him, but I'm not sure if I want to put my future into that hand.
Yeah, but
right?
the thing about it, you can't have A, B, C, D, or E without having F.
And your point?
I just made it.
I didn't hear it.
The alphabet. I told you, boom. You better be paying attention.
You want me to summarize your point? Please, I'm gonna let you.
What you just said, you cannot accomplish educating yourself, moving from thinking to doing, facing your fear, embracing your challenge, avoiding procrastination until you get a handle on F, which is adapting a no failure attitude, because at that point you have changed your mindset.
There you go.
You can't have those others if you don't change your mindset.
Now, I would say that was key. And one of the things I'm going to say
as we close
is get closed, but again, a round table. Is, again, a lot of times people are pressuring folks into marriage. Please make sure you understand marriage. And everybody say, well, everybody is to be married. Even in the Bible, that's not what's written.
No.
What it is have a clear understanding and make sure you understand your vows and then stay true to your vows. But one of the things I'll tell you, if you're not ready, don't let somebody pressure you into something that you're not ready for. I would like to say, just like they say, educate yourself, pick it up and educate yourself. And don't just do something because somebody tells you to. Yep. Because one of the things I can tell you I failed miserably is when I had no clear understanding. And then when I found out that I was the failure. But when I got into it, I thought I was the hero.
Right.
You can't be a hero which you don't really understand and call yourself a true man.
There you go.
I don't want no more failures. So let's have a clear understanding of what we're going to do. And do not just promote what you feel without knowing. Your, I like to say, perception should be backed up with some facts. And the fact is, half y'all ain't ready.
Half of them ain't ready. Half of them ain't. That's why 50% of marriage, 50% of marriages fail, and the 50% that stay together, 50% of each of those are unhappy. Let's focus on happy relationships, and we need to all man up, woman up, put our big boy pants on, and have some discussions. And if you're not having them, you don't have to apply pressure. But if you haven't had the discussion, then you're behind the power curve, because that person may be wanting something completely different than what you want, and completely wasting your time. So this is Bar Talk with Jay. We're glad you folks were with us tonight. We hope that you found some value in our discussion. We hope you kind of got frazzled and upset and tense and had some more points you want to make. Make those points. That's what we're all about. Stimulate dialogue and conversation. So we love you. We thank you for being with us. And with that one, we out.
Ain't no last calls here. Bar Talk with Jay.